everybody. As usual, I'm going to go around the bend and then I'm going to get to my hashtag and all this stuff. Okay. All right. So, there's two major storylines here trying to work in conjunction because, okay, so we all know that Brooke wants to be co-CEO with Ridge, run Forrester and be the power couple of the whatever. Okay. While I don't agree with the logic, I do want Steffi out because we need a breath of fresh air. But okay, so Scott Clifton also. Well, sorry, you didn't get my hashtag, but you get an honorable mention because he is trying his hardest to get his wife over to his company of Logan, but it's not working because she still feels loyalty to her mother and she doesn't want to just leave her, I guess. Which I can kind of understand, I guess, to a point. But I also say that you got to follow your own path and whatever. And sometimes your family and friends can hold you back. Um, I know that may not be a popular opinion, but it's in there. Okay, so okay, we have that. And then you're supposed to believe that Brooke convinced Ridge to talk to Steffi about stepping down so she can be co CEO, right? Okay, so this is the ironic part. And this shows that Jacqueline McInnes Wood has range, which is why I gave her the hashtag today. Because I feel like it was all about her today, kind of, but in a good way. Well, good and bad for her character. Good for the actress, bad for the character. Because on the one hand, she's the happiest she's ever been. She's on cloud nine, talking about how great it is and how she loves working with her dad and her grandfather and you. And then Mitch comes in the office and says, "Oh," and then it was really weird because you're supposed to believe that Steffi was on the phone with somebody that was going to be I don't know. They were gonna go into campaign or something with a contract, but they offered a really low ball offer. So she said, if you really want to be competitive, I have to see the numbers get up. And then she hung up the phone. So then Ridge is like, I got to talk to you. And she's like, okay, about what? And so she says, he says, well, Brooke thinks that, she could be CEO or whatever. And Jacqueline McInnes would it probably told her to act like she wasn't getting it. So she says, what? You want the three of us to be co CEOs? Oh man, that would never work. We'd never agree on anything. And I'm like, no, try again. And then finally it like dawns on her and she's like, "Oh, so Brooke wants to take over and she wants me to step down, so you're asking me to step down?" And then you see the shock in her face, shock and surprise, and kind of like a little bit of anger. And the more she realizes what Brooke wants to do, the more anger gets in her face. I swear to God. This is a master class on acting with your face. And what I mean by that is sometimes some actors, very few actors, can work with this right here. And they don't have to say a word. And you know exactly what they're feeling, thinking, or whatever, all in the face. Whew. Okay. But also, well, I didn't mean to make it secondary. I love you guys. Okay. Kudos to Jennifer Garris and Heather Tom, as always. Because Jennifer Garris comes into the office with Katie and says, "Oh, I feel bad because we kind of left it on a bad note the last time we spoke. So I just wanted to talk to you again." And she's still kind of, I don't know, derailing Katie a bit and saying that, Well, yeah, I know that you want your company to succeed, but it should be more about the family. And Katie's like, okay, but I didn't poach anybody. Oh, and then she says, um, Jennifer here says, I don't think you should have to poach Hope from Forrester. And she's like, poach? Like you think I poached Eric? I didn't poach Eric. It was his decision. And like she wants to do it. Or maybe. And then she reiterated for like the fifth time that nothing has been decided yet. So she didn't even understand why she was mad at her because nothing has been done yet. This is all in theory. This is all speculation mode at this point, okay? Like, these are ideas. Nothing's come to fruition. And it's kind of funny because Jennifer Garris also said later on, well, I don't have to worry about not telling anybody because nothing is going to come to fruition. At that point, I want to pop her in the mouth. What about sisters? I'm done because I've said it a million times. What about sisters sticking up for each other? Is that gone out the window? Oh man. So Katie, dear, and writers, please write this way. Okay. Sometimes you gotta stick up for yourself and go outside of your family and do whatever. So please, writers, listen to me and write it that way. Please, dear God, so Jesus, please. But Jacqueline Macinnes wins the day. There you go. Bye, everybody.